Have this, I believe, full day of trading today. This chopped up week. I'm going to stay with the theme I've been talking about for a week or so, looking for the dollar to be bottoming out here. I'm looking at this as drive one, this is drive two, and this is three. So on the third drive, you could get a fractal of a third drive, which means, we've had one of three, we could have two, and then three of three. So it could take until next year for the process to complete to the downside. That's if I'm right. We start taking out 97, then there's problems for the dollar. And then we could be talking 90, 85, but still believe this is going to interrupt the debasement trade in the new year. So I've been probing long dollar positions in euro and cable and Aussie and Dixie, and I'm going to continue to do that and take partials and then protect remainders with BE stops and stay the other P persistent because I have conviction about this scenario. Dollar bearishness is you could cut it with a knife. It's the same with S&P bullishness, most bullish on the greedometer. It's been in a long time. There's not a bear to be found. All right, so let's get to the stars of the show. Last night, I was talking about a third drive to a top, which we got. I had limit orders in um, at 35, 45, 35. Probably see it. Where did I post it? Also took an S&P short in the room at 43, took partials on it. And yeah, so here it was here before we even made a new high. I think Michael Green took advantage of it, took partials because after it went to 31, came back to even numbers. So there was a $30 scalp. I left my limit order in there at 35. I think they're going to get it. And this is what I want you to pay attention to. When when we get there and when we're there, what to be looking at. And, you could still have all kinds of divergences. But I'd be looking at silver because gold is pressing the highs right now. And for the first time in a long time, silver isn't leading. Okay, I know it's only a day and, a 1 hour chart doesn't make a trend, but this is a very crowded trade. I mean, you're here, look at my hair. That's all you hear about. Silver, 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 silver. So I think we're close in both of them. And I'll leave the 45.35 sell in there, risking $35 after that. But when we get there, check out where silver's at. That's if you're still, trading in the this type of holiday environment. And it would be very bearish if silver doesn't take out this high, which was 75.65. We're currently 65 cents under that level, with the gold getting pretty close to that 35 level. So this is the first time silver has shown this kind of action. So I think, today might be the day. I wouldn't take home positions if you try to short this stuff unless you have big leads. And leads, I'm talking about like 20, 30 in gold. I wouldn't go home with a $5 lead because the overnight risk is too high. And maybe there'll be chances next week or in the new year. And with silver, if you take a short, I wouldn't go home with less than a 50-cent lead because it could open up a buck Monday morning. So, but this is what I'm seeing. And if you don't want to short it, I know a lot of people are still long, they're piling in. Please take something off the table. The market's not going to go away. If Are we really going to go to 100? right away without a pullback. Sure, it can happen, but the probabilities of it happening, and I know we're in historic modes and markets with silver and gold at new all-time highs, but I would be taking something off the table because once we get a high in gold, first of all, I think there's a pretty good shot for, initially down here, but I'm thinking, looking at the daily, that when we top, 4,200 and then 36. And silver, when the top comes in, I really think that we're going to pull back to this double top area in the weeks, maybe months ahead. And then you can load up again. So that's my view there. I just have a quick comment on WTI is lower. We took partial profits a couple of times in it. If we get a pullback in crude, I'm thinking 57, 56 and a half. I'd look at putting the longs back out that were taken here, initial longs on this candle, because I do think eventually we will take out 58. I actually have, if you saw the interview with Steve and I before Christmas, I'm on the same side of the boat with Steve, and he has long-term targets up around 78, which is the level that we got to when I had predicted before it happened that we would join Israel and bomb Iran. And that was the top at 78. One thing I do want to mention about S&Ps, they're up pretty good now. They're up. Glad I took a partial. But here's something I just want to put out there, food for thought. So the S&Ps are making new highs. They're not confirming on the weekly. They're not confirming on the daily. They're not confirming on the 4 hour, although they're trying. But let's just look at the daily. So new highs. And now let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ is not only not making a new high, potentially, if they turn it around here, it could be the second lower high. And I rest my case with that. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Uh, Thanks for coming out and checking out our Discord room. We're getting some pretty good interaction with people. It's free. If you want to say thank you and you're a trader, you can always set up an account with TradeView. They're sponsoring this, so it could be free for you. And with that being said, in the holiday season, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. I'll see everyone on